Oh, okay, so that's good. That's good. That's what I was talking about. Those don't track you. Look at that win! We'll get... Oh, shoot. No, 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 no. I need to drop items that aren't legendary. Hello, creatures, and welcome back to Death Must Die. Check this out. We're starting with Master Inner Peace. I think we have to pick this one. I actually have, what is it? 2, maybe even 3 wins under my belt right now. I don't know if this video is going to make it out before I edit that other video, but I actually have like a couple of wins in this almost impossible game. You can tell by in the top left corner, those are our difficulty modifiers. I'm actually running with extra difficulty on the game because somehow this nearly impossible game became some significant amount easier. Oh my goodness. It is crazy having that at a master level. I think getting these at adept isn't too bad. I have a lot of extra adept level here, but I'm going to go for even more healing. Because, like I said, we have this at a much more difficult level than it was before, but I think we have just the right gods to give us a really good chance at getting through this increased difficulty. Because you'll notice the base skeletons are already shooting triple projectiles, and I think I have it set up so that way enemies do more damage and have bigger areas. Yeah, we have at least 5 modifiers worth here. So what that does is, after you've won a run and you increase the difficulty of the game, we're going to go ahead and, yeah, 1 healing a second. That's crazy good at this point. What you do is you increase the difficulty of the game, and now, so we have a whole bunch of extra, like, little modifiers going on here. That'll increase the rarity of the items that we pick up. So it makes it a lot more likely that you'll get master items, which can, in turn, make your runs easier, but you have to deal with the crazy increased difficulty. Okay, we're already over 1 healing a second, so I think I'm going to, yeah, it's going to start falling off, too. I'm going to go ahead and do an alteration roll here. Oh, expert gem high. The only thing better than that is a master. I gotta say, getting a master gem high is kind of amazing because what happens is instead of the 1 second little like cooldown that you have to pick up more experience, you actually have 1.8 seconds. So nearly 2 seconds to just run around at increased speed. And I don't remember the other bits that it gives you. What is it? Increased, oh, movement, attack, and skill speed. Oh, so is this like attack speed? Ooh. Okay, so that could explain why we get slightly better attack speed. I thought I was curious if it was like actual attack speed or attack damage. Path of Frost is okay. I don't care for pretty much any of these, but this is not bad, especially if we start getting some of that like increased damage as you freeze enemies. So then we can actually get like some passive increased damage in the final boss fight. Now that I've figured out how to actually play this game, it is significantly more enjoyable and less infuriating. I am still having some issues with like that 1 slime level with Merris because it's just, I don't have enough movement speed, I guess. I've done a lot of recordings apparently between the last video that I uploaded, the first video that I uploaded, and this one at this point. So I've actually learned quite a lot about the game. Essentially, I got some weird little extra, what I think might be a tip from the Fates in one playthrough. And maybe I'll actually do some editing. Probably not going to happen, but maybe I'll do some editing where I show it. But basically, one of the Fates popped up and said, maybe go left. So I'm not certain if that was just kind of like a random bit of information or if it was actually important information. So I have been trying to always go left. And I gotta say, when I did that, when the Fate told me to go left, I got like crazy good drops. Like all of these little items started showing up way more frequently, and I got like a whole bunch of statues that I've never seen before. Now, again, I don't know if that's actually a thing, but I mean, the Fate told me to do it, so I'll listen to them and take a little bit of advice. Okay, this is the part where I almost always get just knocked out. So I did end up picking up, let's see, what do I have? Yeah, check this out. I've got so many mythic items here that I am just decked out. I really am. I mean, that's a whole different game. But dodging. Please, just attack speeds. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm playing differently or if I actually increased that difficulty of this. I didn't see any modifiers that did this. But it seems like this slime phase is a lot harder for me with Merris now. So maybe I'm doing something different gameplay-wise. Or maybe I've just always had gem high when I get to this point, because getting gem high and then actually getting some extra movement speed makes it way, way easier to actually do this little phase. Honestly, Gem High and times like, what even is it? Warp Strike. Warp Strike and Gem High is kind of a really good combination because then you get a lot of mobility and you can kite a lot easier. Yep. Oh, dang. But as soon as you run out of that, you are in a lot of trouble. Dang it. But honestly, the Warped Strike bouncing around makes it so that way I don't have to like be like windmill spinning my projectiles, because I can actually be in the middle of a fight and it will just bounce all the way around. Like I'll go stand right over here and it clears most of that area. This I think is a good bit better than actually like more projectiles and piercing, just because it does a little bit of the aiming for you. And I took some damage there. That's unfortunate. Oh, here we go. Expert Divine Shield, I think, is a good one. You can get this, I think at Master, it's like a 20-second cooldown. And I've gotten that thing down to like 10 seconds. That might have been one of my win runs. And like, I don't know if you know what you're doing. I don't know how you would lose being able to be invincible most of that time. Well, okay, when you get stacked up on and then they just start like wailing on you, yeah, that's pretty easy. But I do have a couple of extra tips for actually winning the Dracula fight, now that I've actually done that a few times. So if you want to learn those things, stick around, get subscribed, enjoy, and like the video. But okay. I'm actually kind of glad that this is only like 20 minutes at a time. Oh, he was actually talking. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay. Also, after going through this for a while, I have some appreciation for Banish now, because it can upgrade, it can get rid of some of these skills I would never pick. And it's not, does Vampire Survivors make you pick one to banish, like use a turn to banish something? I think it does. And I way prefer not having to use one of your rolls to actually banish something. It just seems like a waste, especially when in this one you don't get like a couple hundred levels like you do in Vampire Survivors. So if that were a thing, I'd really be upset with it, honestly. Ooh, this is new. Oh, I didn't mean to open that. Okay, I've been avoiding opening like tombs and looting the dead and going through like all the dead stuff, because it more often than not gives you the luck down, and actually having a little bit of luck is quite nice for some of these, like chance to proc lightning or whatever it might be. Like I'm pretty sure it affects all of that. So if you have extra luck, then you have a better chance of proccing your chain lightning, which is quite useful. I'm currently not hearing. Oh, here we go. This is the. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but we now have it set so that we only have 2 choices when time picks for us. That's concerning. Okay, I don't remember, but I think that I upgraded how much damage the boss fights do. So I really can't afford to take any damage in this, because they are just going to practically one-shot me. I am almost at 100 health, and on Merris, that's kind of a huge deal. But I've got most of their timing down, and actually their slightly offset hitbox is less annoying now. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there is an offset hitbox. That little red area that you see doesn't hit true. So you can actually be standing directly in the hitbox, but if you are below them, you don't get hit. It's oh, did we just? No, I don't know what happened there. He like got stunned and didn't hit me. I'm gonna max this out at 3,000 shard pull, because something that I noticed before is because we bounce so many shards off, we actually really want to pick those all up, not just for the XP, but it really adds to our damage overall. So what happens is the projectile bounces a few times, and then it creates a whole bunch of shards. Because I think what's happening is the explosion hits everybody in that area, bounces off a couple of extra shards, and then hits again. So every time that bounces, I think we're getting extra shards. So that adds up quite significantly and quickly for certain. Okay, we thank goodness for that little blessing that we have there. Extra frost ring wouldn't be bad. I don't see myself ever using Wintertide. We'll pick up frost ring. So yeah, I think there's a bug that when you banish something, sometimes you don't get the extra items that you want. Oh. Yeah, we'll take an extra revival. I'm probably going to need it. So the reason I've been doing a whole bunch of like non-talky head videos, or I haven't done any of them yet because I just recorded a whole bunch of them and I plan on doing like voiceovers. But I plan on doing it because it was really difficult for me to actually get any wins. And that is a lot of energy to put into an actual recording and to have it not come out. Because, yeah, I personally really prefer getting some actual progress in games instead of just releasing we tried again to beat the boss and then we didn't kind of video. I mean, obviously, like, you could clickbait it and be like, we made 1,000,000 damage, but didn't actually get anywhere. I don't like those kinds of videos. I feel a little bit clickbaited and like you didn't make any progression. So I end up spending a lot more time than I probably should, especially for like actual like views and returns. But I try really hard to make actual progression in these videos. You know, honestly, Lady Justice might be the most useful and powerful god for you to get, just for inner peace and divine shield. Ooh, a master reprisal. So what's really amazing about reprisal is that it actually will stun a good number of enemies. So that issue where I had like 100 slimes stacking up on top of me, 13% doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you get that up a couple of levels and it's up to like almost 20%. And all of a sudden you're taking a lot less damage. And that's because you don't have iframes. You can just get hit like 5 times in a row and lose your entire health bar. And I have to say, that hurts. Not only does it hurt your health bar, but it just does not feel good. I want consecration at like a higher level before I actually end up picking it. These aren't bad, but I don't think I ever pick purification. So we're going to do that. Do an alteration. Frozen treasure. Ooh. I think I might need that. Oh, I don't. Okay, I need more items. But also extra attack damage is pretty good. 90. We're going to go a little greedy and just go for more items. I do not remember the little boon, whatever negatives I took with this. But look at how quickly we're melting these elites over here. Path of Thaw, bouncing projectile. Now, if only we could get some fates to show up. Because one thing that's very different between the fates for Merris and anyone else is the fates will give you the splinter ability, which gives you extra projectiles, which is super nice. And I think it's the only thing different between Merris and everyone else, because she's the only ranged one. So Merris gets extra projectiles. It does reduce the area of attack. Yeah, we're going to bring this up to a 20% to better our odds of not taking damage. It is ridiculous how important these defensive items are and how rare they feel sometimes. Like, I'm pretty sure, I feel like they nerfed the actual healing that you get from the, can't even remember the items, but the base healing that you get from the Justice God. I'm pretty sure they nerfed the novice level, that, or I was just always getting adept and didn't actually notice it. But we have a master healing now, and we are at 1 health a second. My first win was actually with Scotty. Scotty? I think it's Scotty, not Scaldy. But Scotty, so you get a little extra passive on Scotty where you get a significant amount of healing per second. And that, let me tell you, a lot of healing per second makes up for a lot of mistakes. And we're about to hit the 12-minute mark, so we're going to end up getting those blue slimes, which are a total pain in the butt. I just realized I haven't been recording for a second. Hello, we're back to the, I don't know what's happening here. We got an upgrade to our shard pool area. I think this is broken a little bit. We should have at least 2 other items here. Well, I guess we're just upgrading our damage now. We are at the, we're at the 12-minute mark, so we've got all of the slimes coming in. But that gem high is really going to help us survive a little bit. Oh, right. I was talking about how we need to upgrade our dash. So if you're going through this and having a hard time getting any wins or anything, you need to pick a good auto attack to go for. A good auto attack and a good dash. Personally, the base dash is just not... Obviously, it's the base dash, so it's not what you want. But if you're going for the auto attack, I really recommend going for times auto attack, because getting that gem high and getting the movement speed really makes the final fight significantly easier. I would really prefer being able to get something better. Immobilizing enemies makes them take more damage. That wouldn't be bad. Last alteration... Okay, extra healing isn't bad. I'm going to try and get these at a higher level. So, if you don't know, the rarity, if you re-roll, you have a chance to get these at a better level. There we go. Ooh. We got Master Protection. I think we have to pick that one. That's going to give us a bunch of extra armor, which should also just help us in the final fight. Once you kind of figure out the final fight, as long as you are in the right positioning, you don't need too much protection. But it's a good idea to have some more protection. A little bit of armor, a little bit of just general healing makes up for those mistakes, because when you don't have a dash and you really need a dash, you're gonna take some damage. I could really use some extra, actually. Like a little bit of extra max health would not be bad. I'd actually really appreciate it. Please, where are the fates? There are no fates in this run, and we're gonna have some trouble because we don't. By this point, I usually have like 5 extra projectiles, and this is a... I didn't realize that there was a person in that one. We'll take this one. Give us a little bit of extra damage to the frozen. Maybe we'll be able to utilize that a little bit. I am missing a whole... Oh, we used up too many of our dashes. I am missing a whole bunch of these little objectives on the map right now. Oh, that's a little fallen soldier that we don't want to touch. We haven't gotten much in the way of actual, like, luck upgrades. This is fine. I just pick... So before I was doing runs where I wouldn't pick up the anything that wasn't rare. Rare status, level, whatever. I'll get through a whole thought. Hold on. I wouldn't pick up anything that wasn't at least rare item. So do I want 25%? Yes, please. Ooh, the extra consecration. So what I really like about consecration is, I might be saying it wrong, but it's like spelled consecration. It's really nice because it's essentially a flat 30% reduction in damage, because you heal for 30%. Well, like 20%, I think. No, it's always 30%. That got a buff. It's a flat 30% reduction in damage that you take, which is super nice, because then wow, he is just non-stop getting stunned. I need to deal with a necromancer right now. You heal for the 30% that you take, so it is a flat just reduction in damage. Now that is after everything else that you take, like armor or other reductions in damage, but it is nice to have that final damage that you take reduced by like 30%. So that is just a really nice one to have. Yeah, undoubtedly, defense is really the best thing to get if you're having a hard time getting any wins in this game, because I just don't take damage if I have all of this divine shield protection. Ooh, yes, a couple of masters, a couple of rares.
Is harsh, but also merciful.
Justice, yeah, I gotta say, probably the best one to be getting. All right, after a quick little pause, I think we'll go for an extra bit of blight. Just really... Oh, I almost didn't pick that up. Knife of Power. What is that? It's going to be for the assassin. Oh, we are going to really kid out the assassin for, like, when we get to that run. Like, we've got a lot of legendary items for the assassin and haven't even done any assassin runs yet. Oh, right. We're past the 15-minute mark. We need to focus up, because we are going to take a lot of damage if we do not. Let's see. Oh, a 30% chance. Instead of 1 in every 4, 1 in every 3 will get stunned. I'm just going to keep picking this one. I mean, like, the region is great, but honestly, if we can get that up to, like, I don't know, half of the time people get stunned, that could be huge. Like, look at this. Look at all of those stuns that are going off right now. I am recording, yeah? Yeah, I ended up not recording like half of the run by accident, and I now am skeptical and oh my goodness, I am zoomy. I have the zoomies. Love getting this little gem high thing at a slightly higher rate. Like getting it up to, wow, there is a lot over here. Getting it up to that like near 2-second lasting time. Wait, does the skill that increases how long your skills last, your spells, does that actually... Oh, we're going to be taking some damage. Does that apply to gem high? I mean, it's only like a second, so I wonder... You'd have to get pretty high up to be able to actually use it. But I am... I dodged directly into it. Okay, I think we're going for Vortex here because we need another movement mobility. I am a tunnel-visioned dork. I don't know. I completely missed that the Warp Strikes got an upgrade to Expert and probably should have picked that up. But I was also a little concerned because we don't have any actual dodge yet. So we need these upgrades. That way we can actually get some mobility. Because I'm pretty sure they all give you slightly more distance on your dodges. Path of Frost, another upgrade. I don't really care for how long it lasts. Frost Ring. We'll upgrade the Frost Ring because I don't want to be close enough to anyone who actually, yeah, a bigger frost ring seems pretty good as far as like preventing anyone from doing damage to us. If we keep circling like this, we should have a lot of freeze happening. I don't really see a good reason to have your Path of Frost really ever upgraded, honestly. I'm not exactly like, I don't know. I'm sure I could end up seeing a reason, but right now, just getting it once is fine. And then that, wow, that, I forgot how quickly that thing dashes. I need to be keeping an eye out. The mega long dash that you saw there was the little golden mask, and he dashes much quicker and fat and like finally. Okay, the first splinter of the entire build. I'm gonna go for novice here. I don't care about trying to get it at like an expert or anything. It doesn't affect your area or anything. So getting this at any higher rarity doesn't seem to really give any benefit. All we're looking for is that extra little projectile. That is all that we need out of the splinter. And then we are suddenly doing significantly better. I feel like reducing the amount of, oh geez, we are moving. Reducing the area kind of reduces your damage, because I feel like these numbers are slightly smaller. Now we're hitting for like 300. Oh, frost, not the frost arrows. Oh man, I didn't think about this when I picked up. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be awful. What? Where was I? This is just gonna be a bad time, honestly. I need. Why didn't it let me dodge through it? Do I know? Oh no! I don't think I have an invulnerability flame. I don't think I have an invincibility frame on my dodge from the vortex dodge. That's awful. We're gonna go for 30% reduced damage because I'm gonna take a lot of it, especially with these freaking frost arrows. At least you don't get frozen for too long. If we got frozen for any longer than that, like half second, it'd just be death. It would be a death sentence because of how fast everything moves on top of you. But these, I wasn't really feeling the extra projectiles until they started bringing the frost arrows in. But we are 1 minute until we hit. I need to pick up a couple of these things. Okay, stone stamina. We're gonna pick that up so that way I can do a little bit more clearing. Great, that's fun. That's what I wanted. I want to get rid of you. You are just annoying. Okay, we're at this point here. So this is super. This almost always used to take a bunch of health off of me because you'll notice they have half a health bar of barrier. They have half a health bar of barrier. So that means, wow. So that barrier has so much frozen. That barrier means that you cannot stun them. The red health bar, I explained this in the first video, but I feel like it's important for anyone who hasn't seen those videos before. The red health bar means that attacking them will stun them and stop them from attacking you. So a lot of the more difficult and dangerous enemies will have a barrier, meaning that you cannot stun them. So you just have to dodge out of the way. It's the only defense. We're at 10 seconds closing. I need to get to whatever I can over here. I'm going to go ahead and double dash. We have 3 seconds before Dracula comes in. So at that 20-minute mark is when Dracula, you want to dodge directly into that. Do not dodge away and do not dodge to the side. It is a tracking attack. And if you dodge to the side or away from it, you are just in trouble. 37%. Yeah, please just keep them perma-stunned. So the way that those work, there are, I think, maybe 2, maybe more items. The way that those work is when someone goes to do an attack, any attack, it doesn't have to be like a red mark or like anything, an arrow, anything that's aimed at you, they have a chance to be stunned. There's another one that will, okay, so I dodged to the side, so now it's going to come back around, and I have to dodge into it, because this is one of those things that if I think it might have like a lifetime, so like a range, but you now have to like keep moving to the side to dodge from that thing. That is one of the things that does so much damage to me, and it's such a problem. So that one, oh, dodged at the last second there. He has 2 attacks that you cannot hit. You cannot hit like fire projectiles. You have to dodge into them. Dodge into them, and you will use up your invulnerability frame, your iframe, to actually delete it. Okay. Woo, thank you for the divine shield. I think I have boss damage upped, so he could probably one-shot us even at like a near 100 health. I need to keep an eye out. Yeah, that's the second attack that you want to dodge through. You can actually, because of how it spreads, it's not tracking. You can actually dodge or just walk around it. That's trouble. That's just trouble. But we've got, okay, well, divine shield is really coming in handy here. So I think one of the Okay. Woo. You gotta stop dodging to the side and away from it. Dodge directly into that fight. And then when that did some damage. When the skeletons spawn, you want to get to the edge because they will only spawn inside this area. They will not spawn like the slimes do on the outside of the black flames. So you want make a liar out of me really quick, huh? You want to get to the edge of this situation as quickly as possible because oh my goodness, I just barely like walked out of the way of that. The way that their whole health bar is barrier, so you cannot stun them. So they're just gonna stack a ton of damage on you if you aren't out of the way. So you need to be moving, get some movement speed, get whatever you need to actually get going. That's why like Gem High and love that stun. Love it. That's why Gem High and okay, so that's good. That's good. That's what I was talking about. Those don't track you. Look at that win. We'll get oh shoot. No. I need to drop items that aren't legendary. Please this. Okay. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. You only have a few seconds to pick up those items, so because we didn't had too much going on, we were in trouble. If you need more tips and more ways to win, check this out. I've got plenty of clear, so I think I know what I'm doing at this point. Ooh, defeat the Baron. A stake for the vampire. We unlocked one of our things. We got an achieve. Oh, we got a Dracula wing. That's awesome. So this is what I was talking about. These are the upgrades that you can make to make your runs harder and give you rarer items to make the games easier. So it's like a give and take. Anyways, if you enjoyed that and you want more tips and tricks or just simple rogue gameplay that I upload pretty frequently, make sure you get subscribed, like the video, and I'll see all of you creatures in the next one. Bye-bye. I'd love to give a quick shout out to all of the channel members. I'm Afralian, Pasta Luke, Lady9F1, Todd Gyron. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It means everything to me and brings my dream of being a full content creator one step closer. Bye-bye.